What is up everyone? Welcome to my channel. My name is Mariah May. I also go by the name The Glamour. I'm a pro wrestler from the UK and I make YouTube videos. To those of you who are new, welcome on in. Thank you so much for checking out my video. I made my YouTube channel so I could share my life with you guys. It's kind of crazy, it's sort of different every single day, and I just love that YouTube gives me a platform to be able to share that content with you guys. So thanks for stopping in. Don't forget to hit subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, and let's jump in. Today's video is going to be a Q&A. Now I answer these questions over on my Instagram. My handle is Mariah May X. It's pretty much that on all of my social platforms, and I basically have everything because so if you guys want to go and drop me a follow, that would be very much appreciated. There's a ton more content on there, and that's normally daily content, so you might enjoy that if you enjoy this. Okay, so first up, I haven't filtered through these questions, so I'm going to be filtering through them now because there's obviously always a couple of weird ones. I don't think people realize it's not anonymous. I can see what you're asking and it's really weird. So I'm gonna filter through them now, but there's a ton of great questions in here from a range of different things, from modeling, acting, fitness, wrestling. So we've got a ton to get into, so let's get going. From My Life as Paul, and it's how often do you work out? So I work out 3 days on and then 1 day rest. And normally my rest day, I try to be active, whether that be walking around a little bit or just stretching or doing something. My 3 days is push-pull legs. I am actually launching my fitness brand, Body by Mariah May, where I will be getting into a lot of detail on my workout structure, my journey, specific exercises I do, nutritional stuff. But at the moment, just a little simplicity for you guys. It's 3 days on, 1 day off. So it's normally 6 days a week. And then I obviously wrestle as well, and there's training and a lot of things like that. So try and work around that and make it sort of suit me. As Paul also asked what my favorite cheat meal is. So normally I've never really had a favorite cheat meal. I'm just like chocolate. Like I just love, you know, oh yay, takeout or food or whatever. But I now have a new favorite cheat meal, and it is Taco Bell. I've never had Taco Bell, and then I moved to Portsmouth, I know I moved to Portsmouth in October, I don't think. And I never had Taco Bell before. Danny was like, oh, you've got to try it. So when we moved in, we had our cheat day, we got some Taco Bell, and I'm gonna be real, I wasn't that mad on it. I was just like, oh, it's fine. It just doesn't taste like a cheat meal, because I had like, you know, like lettuce and chicken wraps and stuff. And I'm like, it just doesn't feel like a cheat meal. You know, normally a cheat meal is like a burger or something. And then the next time I had it, I tried a volcano burrito, and I was like, how am I supposed to not eat these every single day? So I absolutely love a volcano burrito, the chips with the nacho cheese sauce. Oh, talking about it now is making me hungry, but I cannot have a Taco Bell right now. Crown Jewel says, do you have an online platform where you sell all clothing? Your stuff is so cute. Oh, thank you. At the moment, I don't. I used to have a Depop when I was younger, but now I normally just give my stuff to either my friends if they want it, or a charity shop when I do little clear outs. But to be honest, I'm a little bit of a hoarder. Like I just don't throw things away. I get very sentimental, and I'm like, no, I might wear it one day. And my mom's like, Mariah, that wouldn't even fit on your arm. And I'm like, I don't care. I love it. So I do need to do a clear up. Who is my favorite superstar in WWE? And this was asked by Dublin_10. Ooh, there's a lot of people I really like. I think Roman Reigns is probably my favorite. I think he's so good. And female wise, probably Sasha Banks. She's definitely a dream match for me. So gotta go with those two. You can step on my face and I'd say thank you. What? Teeny Tiny Toy Team asked, when are we gonna get a Mariah May wrestling figure? So I've actually had two made of me that I've seen. One was my debut, which was so cool. So I'd only had one match. For someone to make me an action figure, I was like blown away by that. And then someone made one, I think I remember seeing it like over lockdown. So that was really cool. In terms of manufacturing my own, I've definitely looked into, I stream on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/MariahMayX. I stream like 3 to 4 times a week. It's essentially like a live chat. We do play a lot of games, but it's basically literally this, but live, which I like more because it's like I'm actually talking to you rather than talking to myself. For Twitch, I always do giveaways and things like that, and I've looked into doing like a Mariah May Funko Pop or a plushie or a figure, because I think something like that would be really cool. It's just getting it manufactured. I'm not ever sure where to do that, and then like the price would probably be crazy, and you probably have to get them mass produced, and housemate's pretty big. It is growing, but I don't know if it's that big. So maybe we'll just have to wait for the future, but it's always something I'm looking into, stuff like that. So yeah, it would be really cool. Kat Perez, what's the funniest moment you've experienced during one of your matches? I was wrestling Zoe at Ulster and like I hit a move and then the pin I just came down through in between her legs and she just went, oh, hello. It's the little things like that the crowd can't see or hear, but it's just so funny. Oh, and the next question, the codester, is what's the funniest moment you've had with Zoe Lucas? There's a lot. There's a lot I could never possibly reveal on here. We have a lot of good times, honestly, because we like travel a lot together and we're tag team and we're neighbors and we're besties. We just have so many good times together and just get into so much trouble, honestly. So I can't really tell you guys. The 11, Alexandra asked what's my favorite perfume. So I love Joy by Dior, and then I also love, I feel like it's Chanel No. 5. It's something my mother always gives me it. And it's just absolutely gorgeous, but like it's one of those ones where I don't want to wear. Like I need like a new everyday perfume because I use my Joy by Dior, which was my Christmas present, which was really expensive, every day, and I'm like, what a waste. Like I wear it to wrestle and I'm like, you don't deserve this. The other person hasn't even washed their gear and I'm like, in this perfume, and I'm like, you don't deserve this. Matthew Rogers asked, who are the other wrestlers you watch most for inspiration? So I wouldn't watch someone's matches for like inspiration in the sense of like, oh, I need that move or I need that sequence, because I don't agree with copying other people. I feel like you should definitely be unique and create your own character, your own moveset, your own sequences, your own spots. Otherwise, we're just getting a lot of the same. In terms of just like, I mean, I watch people get sort of psyched up. Like I love watching a lot of Stardom stuff. I think their match style is so competitive and athletic, and that's something that sort of style is what I'm trying to work towards, I guess. I'll watch people like Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, Io Shirai, Asuka. I mean, there's so many, and I think you know, I'd like to get to that level in a sense. Like I enjoy their work rate, it motivates me. But in terms of like, I don't know, I feel like you just know it. Like I feel like, because I've been a fan of wrestling since I was a kid, it feels easier to come up with promos. It feels easier to come up with character and moves because you've kind of been dreaming about this for a long time and you know wrestling like the back of your hand. So speaking of hands, mine are kind of gross right now because my fake tan is coming off, and I do apologize, but that's the life of a wrestler and a model. Like you're constantly covering yourself in fake tan and then it awkwardly is coming off and it's like, cool. Yeah, like I watch a lot of different things. I like to watch old school wrestling too, because then at least if you're inspired by it, it's kind of not current, so no one else is doing it, but it's definitely tough to keep things fresh, but that's what I'm trying to do. And in terms of like inspiration for, you know, the whole wrestling package, I look to a lot of different things outside of wrestling and entertainment, singers, bands, films, all that kind of stuff, because I think you can learn a lot from marketing, presentation, costume, all that good stuff, and it's then different from everyone else. As you can probably tell by my wrestling gears, they're very unique. So yeah, I like to search elsewhere, and the Glamour character, I think it's just me, honestly, at this point. Matthew asked, did you find it difficult to start wrestling again after the lockdown gap? So we travel like a couple of hours to go and train in a barn. Shout out to Brett for letting us go and train there for the weekend. We travel up, we'd go and train there for a weekend. The first weekend I was like, I bumped and I was like, oh, what? I don't know, I feel like Danny literally, when it was like he hadn't stepped away, when I first bumped, I was like, what? But to be honest with you, I had been on shows for almost a year, and then I'd be in lockdown for almost a year, so I'd been off wrestling as long as I'd really been on wrestling, if that makes sense. So the first sort of half day, it was definitely tough, and it was more, it wasn't that it hurt, I was really mentally hitting a wall with it, and it was making me really angry. I was getting really frustrated because I was like, why can't I just step back into this? Because over lockdown for a year, I'd worked so much on my character, on my promos, on my moveset, on who I wanted to be as a wrestler. I had all these ideas, this massive notebook, and you know, hitting the ropes and all that was fine, but I just, like the bumping and things like that, I just couldn't immediately pick it up, and it was so frustrating. But you know, I worked with Danny, he's great, and he was like, you know, get back up, do it again, do it again, do it again. By the end of the day, it was sort of just like getting there, and then the next day I was incredibly sore. Like I remember, like I got out the shower and I was like, I can't walk. I've never had this before, like what? But it's because we did like a full day of just like boom, training, drills, learning new stuff, and it's also cold because it was a barn, but it was so cool to be able to use the ring. So shout out to Brett again, because that was great. But yeah, I couldn't walk. I was like, oh my god. But yeah, then the next day it was just so cool to just be able to workshop like these things that I had been thinking about and dreaming about, and just like over and over and over in lockdown, and yeah, I just kind of felt like I was actually way better. I think my mental capacity had grown, so I was actually way better than I was before lockdown. So I always said that. She's like, we were watching my match after lockdown, she was like, oh, it's like baby Mariah's evolved, you're like super Mariah, like, because it is like, I'm like, you know, when you're a Pokemon, I feel like I'm the middle one right now. So yeah, I'm waiting for that final evolution. But I think it was like physically a bit of a shock to the system, but I pushed through, and I think I was actually, like, mentally I found it all much easier coming back, because I just feel like I learned a lot in that time. What? Lincoln J. Wright, is it tougher being in the wrestling business or being a bad bitch? I mean, being a bad bitch just comes easy. Stuart asked, what's it like being pinned 1-2-3 in Manchester? Okay, I'm gonna put it in right now, MAR. I kicked out at 2. I still haven't had my rematch. Ref Pro like, oh, do you wanna wrestle Laurie DiMatteo? Do you wanna wrestle Chantel Jordan? Do you wanna wrestle Rhea Riley? No! I want my rematch! Stuck Up North asked my dream match. Oh, there's quite a few people I'd love to wrestle, but if I had to say just one, it would be Sasha Banks. Stuart asked, am I coming back to Belfast? I'd love to come back to Belfast. Pro Enthusiast asked, what's the best and worst thing about being a wrestler? That's a great question. Let's say about being a wrestler. Ooh. I was gonna say just like how great it feels to like live my dreams, I think is one. I think the second one as well, and this is something that I've recently noticed a little bit more, is just seeing kids in the audience like receive what you're doing so well. So like I remember I made my entrance and I do like my blow kisses, and there were little girls blowing kisses back at me, and like in that moment I just felt like before I always saw it and I was like, oh, that's so cute, but like now I was just like, that actually means so much, because like I have my niece, and like I obviously watched wrestling when I was younger, and you never really saw that many girls, and so now the fact that you get to see women and they're like doing the kisses back, and like even when I was a bad guy and I won, they were like clapping and standing up. That means a lot to me, that like little girls think I'm cool. Obviously, you know, shout out to the boys too, but the fact that little girls think I'm cool, or like think, yo, like, yay, Mariah, I'm like, that's a really special feeling. The worst thing about being a wrestler, I don't know, I guess it can just, you know, like anything you pursue, it can be very hard in terms of just like getting opportunities and making it and things like that. I think that's the hardest thing when you're sort of self-employed, you've got your own business, or you're an artist, getting those opportunities. You know, you can put all the work in, it's just about sometimes luck and just timing and chance, but getting the chance to show what you can do, I think is the hardest part, just getting those opportunities. So asked, how does one become that bitch? I mean, I'll drop a tutorial soon. I've got so many questions about Zoe and our funniest moments. I can't tell you anything. I said, if you could go back and tell your 16-year-old self anything, what would you say? Oh, I hate things like this, because it's like you can't change the past. Everything happens for a reason, even though it's difficult. Like everything happens for a reason, and you can't live in like a dream now. You can go back and you can change the past and do everything perfectly, because there is no perfect route. But I think if like general advice I could give myself, I mean, I guess I told myself what I feel like I've told myself this since I was younger, is just keep dreaming. Keep dreaming for what you want. Like, it will be very difficult. Outside circumstances, everything, it will be incredibly difficult. If you're pursuing something that is different from everyone else, or you're unique, or whatever it might be, it's gonna be very tough, and just keep pushing. But I do feel like when I was younger, I always kind of thought that, because I feel like I always wanted to be a wrestler. And like I did acting and I did theatre and stuff, and it's very different, and I always got like, and like, it's all about just, you know, pushing through for your dreams and what you believe in. So if I could tell 16-year-old myself anything without breaking the multiverse, so to speak, I would just say, keep pushing, because, you know, things are gonna work out. So it's something I still tell myself now. Thoughts on Mariah versus Luke in the future? I mean, we'll see if you can keep up. Does it feel to be the best thing the UK has ever produced? I feel like if you're gonna, I mean, I'll just take it. I don't think it's true, but I will take the compliment. Dogs be fan of the Glamour as well. And this was asked by Coco the Chihuahua. Absolutely. I mean, I welcome it. Over humans, I welcome dogs to be part of House May. I've got so many questions. We're not going to get time to do all of them, so I'm just going to try and pick some of the best ones. One has asked, what are your opinions on cartwheels? Raheem. Let's choose one last question. Okay. I don't know why I'm like, let me pick a last one. It's like, what Hogwarts house are you in? But I feel like that's a fun one to end it on. I actually took the quiz and I'm Slytherin, which shocked me because when I was younger, I actually was chaperoning my friend's little sister's birthday party. We went to Hogwarts. We went to Harry Potter World. We went to Hogwarts. We went to Harry Potter World. I got myself my little Gryffindor beanie because, you know, I'm a Gryffindor, I'm the main character, I am Harry Potter. Then I recently, like a couple years back, took a quiz. Turns out your girl's in Slytherin. So if anyone wants a Harry Potter beanie that's the Gryffindor, just holler at me in the comment section because it's apparently not for me. Thank you so much. There were so many questions. If I didn't answer yours, I'm so sorry. I just don't want this video to be like 40 minutes long, but there was so much on there. And if you guys do want to ask me questions, not to give it a shameless plug, but if you do head over to my Twitch, I'm live quite a lot, and a lot of it is just, you know, questions about wrestling and fitness and whatever, and it's more conversational, but you can ask questions over there and they will probably get answered. If they're rude, you will get banned. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. For those of you who are new, thank you so much for spending your time checking me out. I'll link some videos down below. I'll link my match playlist so you guys can check out some of my work. I've also got a ton of other stuff from fashion try-on hauls, from vlogs, which are really fun because it's me on the road, it's me moving apartment. It's really cool. It's a look into my life, and just a ton of gaming content. So there's definitely something you might enjoy. Feel free to subscribe, give the video a big thumbs up. I don't know, I mean, I'm trying to hide my horrendous fake tan hands. Like, give it a thumbs up, Mariah, that's a thumbs down. Do give the video a big thumbs up, and I'll hope to see you all in the next one. Bye.
Sometimes